Hi, I'm Jim Healy at Rooted in Love, and these days a lot of us are in kind of close quarters, and forgiveness is even more important when we're kind of that close together. And I've got a lot of experience with faking apologies, so I want to give you a few secrets. So I'm going to give you three secrets about how to fake it. Here's the first one. Instead of apologizing, just explain why you don't need to apologize. That sounds like this. Honey, I know I swore to you on a stack of Bibles I'd be home at 6, but just as I was leaving the office, the phone rang. It was really important, and then the traffic was so bad, so here I am. Well, it's possible that later an explanation might be helpful, but it doesn't replace the apology. After all, I did break the promise. Here's another one. I call this the politician or the professional athlete apology. Well, I want to thank you all for coming today. Mistakes were made. And if I were going to do it again, perhaps I would make some different choices. But it's time to turn the page. That's pretty vague, huh? Here's the last way. Pretend that the words I'm sorry are magic, just like a get out of jail free card. It doesn't matter how you say it. Okay, I'm sorry. Are you happy? Or I told you I was sorry. So, those are three ways to fake it. Now, here's three things I think I've learned. The first one is, even if you think you're only responsible for 5% of the problem, go ahead and apologize for that, because the other person thinks they're only responsible for 5% of the problem, and you're going to be in a stalemate forever. So somebody has to start. And you don't say, honey, this is only 5% of the problem. No. Just say, honey, I'm sorry for the way I reacted. And I think you find that frequently apologizing is contagious, like yawning. The other person will kind of respond. Okay? So that's one thing. Another one is sometimes if I feel like I've hurt Madonna's feelings and she doesn't say anything, I say, well, maybe I'll just let this one go. Well, that's always a mistake in my experience. Even if the other person doesn't call on you, say, I don't think that came out right, honey. I'm sorry. And once in a while, the other person might say, what? That didn't bother me. Well, you still get credit for trying. Finally, I think the last thing is, especially with big ticket items, sometimes we know just to say I'm sorry isn't enough, because it almost sounds like you got the power. When you say I'm sorry, then it should be over. But that's not true. So really sometimes it's necessary to say, honey, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me on this? So put the power in the other person's hands, where it is anyway. So there's three ways that might work a little bit better. In the Psalms it says, a contrite heart, O Lord, you will not spurn. And hopefully neither will your spouse. Thank you, and please consider hitting that subscribe button.